Hello there, my name is Precious Iriaevho and this is Clickate Academy. I'm the founder, and if you are new to your ALX journey, or you are into ALX already, or you're already planning to pass out, you may have already come across my video at one point in time because you will find one of my videos or two very useful to you. But this particular video is not about me, it's about us. And since I've not done this from the onset, I felt this is a very good time for me to talk to you about my ALX journey so far. The first thing I want to say to you is ALX is stressful. That's the summary. For me, ALX is stressful. Now let's get to it. How did I get to find out about ALX? So for me, it was a very simple process. I got sent the link by a friend, and when I got the link, I applied for the program, and boom, I was admitted. But not just me, I think for thousands of other guys and ladies like me. So it was an easy process, and I looked forward to starting up. So thinking about it, I did some research on what I need to learn before I start the program, and I understood that I needed to understand Git, GitHub, Emacs, Vim, those are editors, C programming language, shell scripting. So in the course of my reading, so I want to tell you why this channel came about. So while I was doing my readings on my own, I realized it would be better if I could make videos for other people who would want to learn like me. So anytime I do my learnings, I would make a video of whatever I've learned and I put it up on this channel. And today the channel has blown up and a lot of people like you find it very useful. Now, the journey has been smooth. I was able to, meet a lot of people, cool guys and ladies who are really, really interested in programming, and it's cool. But let's be sincere with ourselves. Software engineering or programming is not for everyone. And no matter the buzz around it, everyone wants to get into it and get out of it. The truth is, if it's not something that you're disciplined for, you would not find success in it. I mean, if you take it only as a passion, it may work out for you, but if you're not disciplined for it, it won't work out the way you expect it to. And that is something I learned when I came into ALX. So, ALX said I needed to spend 10 hours per day. I felt it was a joke, I just thought it was badadash. But seriously, it's the truth. Because ALX teaching style is kind of different than I expected, because there's really no live class. They give you the task and they give you the resources to go learn and do the task. And you have to complete your task in a day. How crazy is that? So imagine you trying to learn something like pointer in C programming just in a day, just to complete a task. It's absolutely impossible. Okay? But I don't want to put your mind, forward. So let's move backward a bit. The first thing you need to do is you have to prepare your mind that you want to do this. If your mind is not into it, you will just stay in the first 2-3 weeks and you will run away, because there is just so much for you to grasp in so little time. And I think that's the problem a lot of people had when we joined up in the program. Now, this is my 5th month in the ALS. I'm in cohort 10, so you should understand that I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. So, like I said, 10 hours per day felt like a joke. I mean, I thought it was a joke till I stumbled on the first task, the second task, and the third task confirmed it all for me. So 10 hours per day is the truth. So you may be asking yourself, can I do this if I have a job, if I'm studying, whatnot? That's the truth. You can, if you can juggle both together, if you can juggle everything together. Personally, I work full-time. I have a full-time job, a day job. But because I find it hard to sleep very well at night, so I'm always very good at using my night time for productive things like ALX. But if you know that you have other things that take your attention, I would not advise that you should get into ALX, because ALX really, really needs so much of your time for you to understand even the simplest of concepts. Okay? So yes, you can do ALX with your job. You can do ALX while you're studying. But the truth is, it will be a little bit stressful for you if you can't balance everything together. So if you want peace of mind, I would advise that you do ALX on its own and you do your job maybe at a later time, or you do ALX if you know that you can juggle everything in your life together just the way I do. I mean, I was recording videos for this channel. I was taking tutorials for some people on the side. I was doing my job and I was also doing ALX. So you see, anything is possible only when you put your mind to it. All right. Now, I have some issues with ALX, and the first one is the task. The task system is crazy. Crazy in the sense that they give you the task without thinking about your background. So it's like you should know something already. And it's crazy because a lot of people who joined up or who joined into the program are beginners. So how do you do this? Now, imagine you having a task, so let's say 1 to 12 and some advanced task, and then you realize that these tasks are not just simple if and else tasks. These are serious programming tasks that even someone who is doing computer engineering or science or software engineering in the university, and they could even be in their 3rd year and they can't even tackle those tasks. But ALX gives it to you just with 1 or 2 resources, maybe 1 or 2 YouTube videos. I mean, it's crazy. It doesn't work like that. You can't learn programming like that. It's a cool system, but the tax system for me does not work. I mean, if you are an ALX official and you're watching this video right now, I would beg and plead that the tax system is revamped so that people who are even yet to understand the concept can be able to follow through. Because I notice a problem now. Because people don't even understand the concepts, so they can't do the task. You know what they do? They go to the GitHub of other or older cohorts or older students and just copy the codes. So what people do is what I call ancestral copying and pasting. So what they do is, if I'm in cohort 10, I just go to the GitHub repository of a cohort 9 member and I copy everything that he has done. Some people don't even understand the codes that they are copying. And that is against the ethic of programming. How do you copy a code you don't understand? How do you copy a code you can't replicate? You ask some people, they tell you, I'm going to go back and I'm going to study the codes again. Oh, bullshit. You're not going to go back to study any code. You and I know that. How do I know that? Because I've done some copying myself. So you see, we are rocking the same boat. So the tax system should be revamped and it should be more open or more simpler so that people can grasp it. Or maybe the deadline for submission shouldn't be a day, but maybe 2 or 3 days so that people can understand the concept and apply it to the task. Because what we have in ALX now are just people who are targeting the scores. So we have the score hunters. The score hunters are people who are trying to get the full scores so that they would always be in the program, get 80% and also graduate at the end of the day and get the certificates. Seriously, if ALX continues like this, ALX is really not going to graduate real programmers. Instead, they will only create more problems. But I love ALX, okay? So it's a great one already. 2, like I said, you could do your job with ALX like I do. It's just for you to find a balance and see how well you can do all this together. So, what should you do when you find all this overwhelming? Like I say, for me, myself, ALX is overwhelming, but just because of my extraordinary grit and the fact that I can see the end from the beginning, I try to put in the necessary efforts to move. I call it moving because it's not easy. I have a lot of guys who have dropped out. I have a lot of people who don't even communicate with me anymore because, not that we are quarreling, but really the only point of our friendship was ALX code, and now there is really nothing to talk about because they are no longer coding. So for you who is new to programming, I would advise that maybe you find a system that works for you. You can take a break from the ALX system right now. Good thing for you is this year, every month, there would always be intake. So you could drop out in January and still come back in February. But the point is, now that you have a taste of it, you can go back, re-strategize, and decide on how well you want to do this. And if you are yet to begin, then I would advise you, I beg you with whatever you serve, that you should start learning what Emacs and Vim are. They are note editors. You should learn how you can use them. You should also start practicing Git and GitHub. And also, if you can jump ahead, start learning about C programming language. And the good thing for you is you can learn all these on this channel right now. And I'm also going to drop the link to the playlist for you to find all these, so you don't have any problem understanding all these concepts before your program begins. But if you're already in the system and you're finding issues with surviving, I would advise that you find some WhatsApp group, because seriously, for me, the Slack system doesn't work. So what I've made it easy for me all this while is the fact that I was able to join some WhatsApp group. You know, when you join the groups, I also created some groups. So when you're in these groups, you find serious people who are highly motivated like you, who are very eager to push through. And when you combine forces together, you realize you have no reason to drop out. So imagine someone motivating you every day. That's one of the reasons why you need to join a WhatsApp group outside of the ALX Slack system, because for me, it's clunky and slow. But in the group, you have people who are responsive to you. There could be people around your vicinity. There could be people in your country. There could just be people who you found online, but who have similar interests like you, who want to become software engineers. So, a recap of what we've done again. ALX is overwhelming, and for me, it's stressful. And the reason why it is that way is because of the tax system, which I find a little bit too difficult for even beginners, because they throw you into the deep from the beginning, which is not right. 2, ALS should organize more classes. Okay? When I mean classes, I mean classes that should be organized even before the task. So because what they do is, if you have a task on Pointer, then the live session will be after the task or Pointer has taken place, which is totally wrong, because the resources they give to you to learn Pointer is not even enough. Most of those videos are old videos. Most of those videos don't teach you anything. That is why I went through the stress of creating my own videos for people who would be interested in learning the way I've learned, and I've gotten testimonials. Now, the point is, ALS should try to organize classes for people who will be interested to join before the task. Also, the submission or the deadline for the first task should go beyond a day, maybe 3 days, so that people can learn the concepts properly and still catch up on the system. Also, you can do your job with ALS. You can do anything with ALS. The issue there is, can you balance it? Can you survive the stress? Can you survive the overwhelming feeling that you get like you're not doing it right? You know, you're trying to learn something and you're living your daily life. It doesn't work that way. Most people get time to work at night. So if you have a day job 9 to 5, it means the only time you have to attend to ALS stuff is at night, when you should be sleeping and you have to go to your work the next day. And remember, you need nothing less than 10 hours per day to do this. And I'm telling you, 10 hours per day is not bullshit. Actually, you need more than 10 hours per day to even understand most of the basic concepts in ALX. So, put your mind at ease. Don't drop out if you know that you can keep pushing through. But if you can't, drop out and come back next month. Okay? Drop out, re-strategize, and come back next month. That is the only way you can conquer that overwhelming feeling. Alright? And also, check this channel, because there are a lot of resources for you, from Emacs down to C programming language to Python, all tailored around the ALX curriculum, which you are going to find very useful, because if no one is doing it, someone had to do it, and I did it so that life would be easy for you and I. Okay, guys? So this is it on this video. I just want you to be relaxed. Don't panic. ALX is actually one of the best things that will happen to your life if you can put your mind to it. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. But for now, happy coding.